Leah here from 50 Shades of Mom, and today in the Carolinas we have a 75-degree beautiful day. It's got a really pleasant breeze. If it's a little windy on the camera, I apologize, but it feels wonderful. And I figured today would be a really good day to come out here and show you guys my raised garden bed that I have on the side of the house. Daryl built this for me the first year that we moved in because we learned that the soil here in the Carolinas is very much like clay. At least that's where we are in the property that we are. So not a lot of things grow well here. So we built this raised bed, and every year I have from a local place, they come and drop like a good amount of sediment soil here, and I usually wheelbarrow it all over here and we fill this bed up. We have a problem all the way up there with this gutter. When we had our roof replaced, the small piece up top, they just didn't snip it back enough, so now when it rains excessively, it just billows down in here and it burrows up a lot of the dirt. So usually what I plant here is sunflowers because they really can get big and hardy and they withstand all of the beating that this takes. But I'm hoping that this year we can get somebody to climb up there and snip that so that this doesn't happen anymore. These are my asparagus. They grow back every year. I actually see I got a couple of really good ones. I'm gonna go grab my clippers and clip them. This has not been really tilled over or anything yet. I'm going to turn a little dirt over right now, but I'm not going to go crazy. I didn't really come out here today to do the whole garden, but I have some potatoes inside that I got from BJ's, and they started to grow some eyeballs. So they're perfect for planting, and I just don't want them to rot too much, so it's kind of do or die. And it rained here last night, so the soil is really moist and perfect for me to turn over right now. So eventually, once I start planting a little bit more, I'll show you guys a little bit more of my garden. I'll come out here one day and we'll till the whole thing over. I'll show you what I plant where. That bucket's right there. I moved to the end, and that's where my herbs go. My dad put in a sprinkler system for me because it's so hot here that I need to hit it numerous times with a sprinkler all day long to kind of keep my veggies going. But I usually yield a good amount of stuff from here. My green beans do insane here, but we'll get more into that once the weather is a little bit more consistently warm, because like I said, tomorrow's going to be 60, so it's really not ready for me to do too much. But I really love underground planting here. Things like potatoes, garlic, onions. I try to do a lot of those things because the heat here is so insane that doing things with the underground really kind of helps give the option of getting a better crop, because we're not having so much exposure to the heat. And this year I think I'm also going to cover this thing in chicken wire because the deer and the rabbits keep eating all of my strawberries. So okay, let me grab my shovel and we'll pop in the kitchen. I will show you the potatoes that we're planting, and then we'll come back out here and we'll dig up some dirt. Hey guys, so these are the potatoes that we're going to be planting. This is the bag of organic russet potatoes that I buy from BJ's, and I had 3 left in the bag, and a couple of weeks ago I started to notice that they were getting those eyes on them. And once they started to grow, I was like, all right, I'm not going to toss them, I'm going to leave them so I have a good plant, because this is what yields you a good potato plant. So I left them in the dark for a little while longer so that the eyes would get good and long, because the sturdier and hardier that they are on here, the healthier plant that you will get up above. So I have 8 pieces here. That's going to yield me like 8 good, nice leafy green potatoes up top. And then as you can see, like here, it's more than 1 eye that comes off of it. So you'll probably end up with about 3 or 4 potatoes, depending on how good of a season weather-wise we get per piece. So hopefully I'll end up with a couple of dozen of these good organic potatoes. And again, my soil is all organic, so it'll be, you know, a good, nice, hopefully good organic russet potato that we're growing. So let's take these out to the backyard and plant them. Okay, so we are back I have taken my trowel, I turned over the dirt as much as possible, and I made 8 good holes for the potatoes to go into. I don't want to go too deep because potatoes are root vegetables, so you really want to plant them as much to the surface as you can, because the more distance to the ground that they have to grow, the bigger the potato. And unfortunately, I really don't want it to go too far into the ground, because this raised bed is only about a foot off of all that crappy clay. But you can see, like in the dirt, if you look real good, so many different colors in there, because I really, every year when I have them come and drop all of that dirt, I get sediment dirt, and then every single time that there's a sale on some kind of really good organic soil, I make sure to pick it up, and I am constantly just dumping in this garden. I will do a compost pile, and I'll dump tons of nutrients in here, so I really love to beef this up as much as I can, because I try to live off of this during the spring and summer as much as I can. And being that it's so warm here, sometimes we can get 2 growing seasons out of 1 year, if I can start this early, being today's only March the 1st when I'm filming this. So, alright, let's put some of these potatoes in, and I'll show you how I plant the eyes. So, you're going to plant the potato down with that eye sticking up, because that's what you want your green plant to be. So let me just cover these guys back all up. I'm actually going to turn the sprinkler on tonight and make sure these guys all get a good dose of water, because I'm not sure if it's going to rain again. Alright, so that is all covered, and then usually every year I try and do something different and clever with sticks and how I like to label my garden and identify things. So this year I found a really pretty batch of like sparkly clothespins that I had upstairs, and this was decorations for a baby shower, and I'm probably never going to use them again. So I thought this would be a good idea to use as some of my tags for my garden. So I wrote potatoes on both sides with a Sharpie marker. Hopefully it won't come off, and I don't know if you can see how glittery and pretty it is, but it'll look good in the garden. So let's put that in there, and potatoes are marked. Alright, I'm going to go grab the clippers so I can clip some of those good asparagus. Alright, so these are the ones that I just clipped from the garden. Some of them are a little weak, but again, it's March the 1st, so that's one of the things I love about that warm weather and the perennials, because these just keep coming back hardier and hardier every year. So these couple of ones, honestly, I'll probably just chop up really fine and throw in Mason's next smoothie, because you can't really do anything too much with these. You can't really roast them yet or anything. But this is a sign of a really good asparagus. So I got a good thickness to it, and it's a nice hearty asparagus. So my first real piece of the garden, and it's only March the 1st, so that's so very exciting. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button and comment down below. Tell me if you liked these kinds of gardening videos, and if you'd like to keep following along and seeing what my garden's going to grow this year. Subscribe if you have not done that. Tap that bell so you'll be notified every time I put up a new video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.